he's like, I want to take a picture with you because I've never met you. And it felt honored to me that somebody up in, the P&W would actually want to take a picture with just some dude who announces races in Bakersfield.
Yeah, that's cool. We've had a couple of your fans travel up our way this year and hang out with us, and good group of people.
Hey, that's what we're doing. We're here to bring the whole West Coast together. That's why it's West Coast wide open.
That's what we're trying to do, no doubt about it. What was our next division, Mike?
We'll go. Let's go IMCA stock cars.
Let's do it.
IMCA stock cars. We had 9 of those guys start the A main this past week, and we'll go top 5 once again. The Vietnam veteran Steven Streeter in the 1JX. He dabbles in multiple classes. Brought out his IMCA stock car from Madera. Started 5th, finished 5th.
That's consistent.
Great run for that man. He had a fun drive-through. He was battling for the lead for a little bit, dropped back and finished 5th. Then we had the 99 of Josh Nichols, finished 4th from Hanford. Young kid making his cutting his teeth in the IMCA division.
Is that Ford powered?
4th place finish. Then we've got Tyler Johnson in the 111. He started 6th, moved up and finished 3rd. Then Brock Hamilton in the 11 car from Hanford started 3rd, finished 2nd. And our winner from Tulare, winning for the first time this year, Larry Thompson Jr. in the 10T. He started outside row 1, and he checked out from everybody in a hurry.
How are the track conditions for this class? Were they slick?
It was actually really good. It had multiple grooves. You can hug the gutter all the way around if you can get your car to roll. If you were having some problems, you can go middle and do a little less turn, or you can keep it wide open like the Johnsons kind of do and run that high side. So it was really cool to see multiple lines and drivers. We had a green-white checkered in this class, and going into turn 1, Larry Thompson went through the middle, Brock went to the bottom, and Tyler Johnson went to the high side.
Wow.
And they all came out clean coming out of turn 2, and they did it again in turn 3 and 4.
For the win.
The track was very racy.
Nice. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, so was a lot of the drivers, especially with issues at other tracks that they've had, other facilities this year. These guys were really happy to have a multiple lane track to go out there and actually drive, and it was a giant follow the leader.
No doubt.
And it makes for better fan interaction and fan enjoyment as well.
Well, especially with a division like the stock cars. I mean, that's such a competitive class. Everybody's so equal.
Well, that's the way the IMCA stock cars are supposed to be. They're supposed to be very, very equal.
Right. And you got to be worried about
with a multiple lane track, equal cars. Now you're getting into the handling of them
and what's in the seat.
Driver.
What's in the seat? That's right. What was our next division?
Yep. Next division we'll go hobby stocks. Because H&S Body Works and Towing Hobby Stocks main event. You guys love them hobby stocks just as much as we do.
Yes, sir.
We had 11 guys. We had 11 cars start the main event.
Okay.
And it was from first place back, or from second place back. It was absolute pandemonium.
Okay.
Like most of these cars are.
I love that class.
The hobby stock division, to me, it reminds me of a barrel of monkeys.
It's one of my favorite classes to watch there every year when I make my way down to the Bakersfield Speedway. I love that division. They're so close.
Yep. But like I said, it reminds me of a barrel of monkeys where it doesn't matter where you put them inside the barrel, you shake it up and you toss them on the ground, and that's kind of, they finish where they finish, they get in where they fit in, and it was, it makes for great entertainment.
Give me your top 5 in that division.
Top 5, starting from the 10th position, finishing 5th, Cody Johnson in the 11 car.
Okay.
Michael Scruggs in the 91X machine, finished 4th, started 6th spot. He drove his way up a little bit too. Cody Johnson, Michael Scruggs, they both fell back towards the back of the pack and drove back through. They had an early incident. Nicholas Johnson, the surfer kid in the 1N, finishes 3rd. He started 9th,
Very good run. Very good run against those cars.
Well, for some reason, this week it was really weird. The guys who are normally fast started way back in the main event.
I love that.
You got Cody Johnson, Nicholas Johnson, Raymond Nolan Jr., who finished second, started eighth. So everybody started towards the back and drove their way up. But your winner, he started on the pole. And he just jumped out to a good lead and held off and had some late charges from the 5 car. They swapped, leader spots a few times. Nicholas Johnson was up there with him, but it was the 99 of Don Meade winning for the first time this year.
Good for him. I'm a fan of Nick Johnson. That kid I like watching these young guys come up and start, being developed. And first year down there, last 2 years ago, he won the Bud Nationals as was he 14 years old?
Yeah.
It's just fun to watch these kids grow behind the wheel and the talent they possess. And so I always kind of watch his name down there when you guys are racing. But good, a new winner. That's always a good thing for the track, for the division as well.
Yeah, well, Don Meade, he's been knocking on the door pretty consistent for trying to get a win. He's had unfortunate run-ins with other cars and, collections in some other people's business, to say the least. And this time he, started out in the point and he said, okay, the only way to keep my nose clean and not run into other people's junk and get collected is just to run away from everybody. And he, for a while, drove out of everybody's life in that class.
Mission accomplished.
He definitely had the car to beat.
Nice.
Well, and now we'll go to, we're going to do Mod Lights.
Mod Lights. Dom's favorite.
Mod Lights. Yes, these guys are great. And, I wanted to say a congratulations to one of these guys. Jacob Carey, young kid.
Yes, this kid is young and very, very talented.
11 years old. Started 18th. 18th in the Mod Lights. Finished 10th.
Wow, good for him. Good run.
Yeah, cracked the top 10 for the first time. Talked to him and his dad today, with his newly wrapped car and everything, and he wants to be called the Duke now.
The Duke. He's a John Wayne fan.
He's a big fan of John Wayne. He said, I'm a redneck. And I love John Wayne.
That's awesome.
So he wants to be called the Duke. And I said, well, those are some heavy shoes to fill there.
No doubt.
You're gonna act like the Duke. And he goes, the Duke acts the way he acts, and that's the way I'm gonna act. I said, all right, man. So Jacob the Duke Carey. We'll give him that one until see if he can truly live up to the hype.
That's big hype.
That's definitely big. But 3-time mini dwarf champion stepping up into the Mod Lights. If anybody has that type of potential at 11 years old, it's this kid.
Who was our top 5?
Top 5. Well, starting in 5th, another young kid, Caden Cochran, in the 23K, finished 5th spot. Daniel West in the 27 started 4th, ended 4th. Then we've got the Snap-on sponsored number 8 car. He started 8th, finished 3rd. That's Danny Valdez.
It's a good run.
Then another young kid that you guys have you've heard of his name a few times, Anthony Balcazar.
Yes, sir.
Started 9th, finished 2nd. And a guy making his debut this season at Bakersfield, driving the 29 from Moore Park, started 10th, wins the whole thing, and it's Philip Barrow.
So he started 10th and drove to the front in his debut. That's a pretty good dang debut.
Yeah, well, Philip Barrow, he's raced in multiple classes before, and he got back into racing this year and got into a Mod Light with the help of Zach Forrester and Forrester Racing.
Go figure.
And Zach's, they don't call him the Godfather of Mod Lights for nothing.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
He brings, a huge trailer, and every weekend he brings that huge trailer. It has more and more of these little Mod Lights come out of it.
Well, there was 11 that came out of it when we were there for the Bud Nationals last year.
Yeah, there was 11 of them last weekend.
Wow, that's crazy.
And there was 11 of them, and 3 of his normal cars weren't there.
Wow. Yeah, he's the guy when it comes to that division. There's no doubt.
Yeah, but he had an off weekend. He finished 15th.
Wow.
He started with his new Joker chassis car in the heat race, and it was having heating issues. So he went to his backup car, and he just missed the setup on that. And then with the track the way it was having some heating issues as well, overheating issues as well. So he pulled it off, let it cool off for a little bit, and came out and ran a few laps to at least shake it down and finish 15th.
What's our next division?
Next division, we're going to go, let's see, our last division of the night was the IMCA Modified.
All right.
Now, we had 10 cars start the main. Big reason for that is about 3 hours south of us, we had a 1,500 to win modified main event. So a lot of the big guys, the heavy hitters went to that one as well.
Now let me ask you, was Robbie Sawyer at Bakersfield?
Robbie Sawyer was at Bakersfield.
I love this dude. He supports his local tracks. This guy is all about. He could have traveled for the big money and said, you know what, I'm staying there to support Bakersfield. I love that dude.
There was many guys who could have done that. You know, Brad Pound could have gone down there and chased the money.
Right, another
Kyle
guy
Heckman.
that's local hero.
Kyle Heckman, the hitman, could have chased the money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Shane DeVolder, he's won big races already this year. He could have gone down there and chased the money. But, you know, some of these guys are it's one thing to be able to brag about winning a big race out of town. It's another thing to brag that you won the track championship with everybody that you raced on a weekend on a regular basis.
Right, especially when they're that quality of a field.
Absolutely. And, you know, want to say congratulations first off to Cody Laney. He went out there in his 5L and won the Paris race.
Good for him. He's a heavy hitter everywhere he unloads.
Yeah, well, you know, he is such a talent and such a wheelman, and his crew works so diligently on that car to give him a top piece wherever he goes, and he doesn't let him down.
No, he doesn't. He gives them everything they've got.
Absolutely. But we'll go top 5 with these guys. We'll start off 5th place was the 22D of Ryan Daves from Bakersfield.
Mm-hmm.
2nd place from Bakersfield also was the 51B of Brian Clark. Then from Terabella, Steve Nolan in the 17N, who started 2nd, finished 3rd. Then once again, we had some guys coming from the back. Started 8th. The 198 of the Rebel Rouser, Robbie Sawyer, finishes 2nd.
2nd. Now, he's got quite a few seconds at Bakersfield this year.
You know, he's a couple seconds and a couple firsts.
He's one of the guys you got to beat down there, so that tells you the level of competition is really stepping up their game when they know he's coming to town.
Absolutely. And then the winner from Bakersfield, the Elite Signs sponsored machine, the X11, Kyle the Hitman Heckman.
Not a surprise.
Not at all. I mean, he's been fast all season, but, you know, had a couple unfortunate mishaps get collected in some other people's business and didn't get finishes that he's always been looking for, but this time he was able to do so.
Very cool. So it sounded like overall a pretty good night of racing.
It was a great night of racing. You know, it was hot, but then once the sun went down, the racing kept the heat up. But the actual temperature out there kind of cooled. We had a nice breeze and everything.
Good deal.
And it was a blast to watch.
Nice. So what's coming up next week, this Saturday night? What do we got?
This Saturday night, July 28th, we've got the return, making their debut this week, the USAC 360 Sprints.
At Bakersfield, that's a show.
IMCA Sport Mods.